Hello, hello, beautiful people. How's everyone doing today? This is your girl, Pamela Garrison, and I am your host for the evening. Welcome to another episode of Bubbles for Life. Well, actually, it's Bubble Talk Live, but I just thought I'd rehearse that. It's Bubble Talk Live. And my topic tonight, I just wanted to check in with everyone to see how you're doing. We got a lot going on if you're in the state of California. There's a lot going on with all the stay at home orders. And, I just felt like I needed to check in to see how everyone is doing. How are you feeling? And then also take a moment to do a bubble release. Now, those of you that have been following me, you know that I am known for the bubble therapist. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm an international best-selling author. I'm a speaker, personal development strategist, and an online television podcast, personality, all of those wonderful things. But one of the things that my background is I started with my first book, Identity Crisis Rediscover You. And in that little book, I wrote some words about I blow bubbles. And so that has developed a life of its own. And so we started doing some bubble therapy. We did some bubble release, and everything is bubbles. So which henceforth, um, bubbles for life. So everything that I do, everything that I touch upon, it all has my base, my foundation of bubbles. And I, Pamela, use my wheelhouse of wisdom to help you build bubbles for life. Now, what does that mean? Just like the picture behind me, you see all the different bubbles and they're all collected there together. This is how life comes at us. We have different categories. We have our personal life. We have our health. We have our finances. We have all of these different things. We have our emotional stuff. We have anger. We have frustration. We have anxiety. We have all of these different things coming at us all at one time. So basically, the whole premise is you can't blow bubbles angry. You can't blow bubbles stressed, and you can't blow bubbles full of anxiety and frustration, So that's just not happening. And so what I teach about this is that, sometimes you just have to take a moment so that you can breathe and just blow some bubbles so that it can get you back to a place that's really good for you. So if you're here and you're joining me, whether you're coming in live, hello, my YouTube audience. Hello, my people in my Bubbles for Life, the Facebook group. I appreciate you. Those of you that are going to catch this on Pamela Garrison's business page, I appreciate you. Or you may see it previewed on Pamela or Garrison on my personal page. So, but I just wanted to take a moment because honestly, this is what I needed in this moment. It has been a real busy, tough weekend for me. It was real busy, real tough. I had some challenges going on, and for myself, I say this often, I use my own products. And for myself, I needed to just take a moment so that I can breathe. Hello, person that's here. I can't see who you are. If you're on Facebook, then you would have to give permission to StreamYard in order for me to see your name or that type of thing. But hello and welcome as you come into the room, as you come into this space. I appreciate it. And so basically what I'm talking about tonight is I'm going right back to the basics. The basics of, for me, that is bubble therapy. Bubble therapy. So if you have not been informed or you don't know, you're just joining me, you've never heard of it before, I urge you to check out my books. This is Identity Crisis Rediscover You. This would be the first book that has the mention of what I do. I blow bubbles. And then this beautiful book, BuBBle Solutions, will give you all the details on what it is, why is it done, who can benefit from it, all of those type of things. And as I'm going through some things here, let me just, I think I want to just share a chapter in BuBBle Solutions. It says, this is the season. This is the season. Have you ever said to yourself, man, I wish I would have done that sooner. I wish I would have known about this when I was in that situation. My life would have been so much easier. The truth of the matter is that the solutions to our problems are often staring or stirring on the inside of us. But our judgment is cloudy when we are in the state of distress. So whenever we're in a state of distress, judgment is cloudy. We become locked in a pattern of choices based on fear and negative emotions. The answer can be staring right in our face. It can be standing right in front of us. And we will miss the opportunity because we are not mentally ready to receive the solution. How many times have you missed an opportunity because you're not mentally ready to receive the solution? On the other hand, sometimes we know the answer, but we lack the courage or the tenacity to change our situation based on fear of the outcome. It is very important to renew the mind to promote change. You may have heard the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. I'm not sure who gets the credit for the statement, but this is the season to open your mind to new concepts and new ways of achieving results. The old way isn't working, so you need to let it go. I'm always telling people that you are only one decision away from change. All change starts with a decision to do better and be better than what you were before. To implement that change, you need a strong commitment to reach your desired outcome. Change isn't change until it's changed. So brace yourself to weather the storm. Clarity is the key that clears all fogginess. Fogginess. Let me say that again. Clarity is the key that clears all fogginess. Be clear about your choices and what you desire to accomplish, and you will be amazed at your results. Life is about choices. The life you are living today is directly related to the choices you made yesterday. If you want a better tomorrow, that's a decision to be made today. Choices are always before you, and only you can decide when you are ready for change. Ask yourself these questions, is what I wrote. How important is your peace of mind? How important is your health and well-being? How important is it for you to live a life of joy and personal fulfillment? Some people have become complacent in their journey and have no desire to embrace the element of change. However, if you are someone desiring more out of life and have become stagnant in your efforts, make a strong decision to move forward in your life today. So that is a chapter out of my book, BuBBle Solutions. And it's just simply talking about this is the season. And I think that that was such a timely word. It was a timely message, just that portion of the book. And I receive it again for myself. So it's such a timely message. So I urge you that if you are going through a difficult time, if you're going through some stresses, if you're going through time in your life to where You can't, you don't, it's a little foggy right now. So the cure for fogginess, of course, is getting to a clear decision. It's making a clear decision, getting into that choice. So this is what I urge you to do. But right now, I just want us to stop. And if you have your bubbles nearby, pick up your bottle of bubbles. And I want you to think about all the things that may have you feeling a little anxious right now. I want you to bring to the forefront the things that may be causing you a little stress, a little anxiety, or you angry. If you are experiencing any type of toxic emotion right now, I'm speaking to you. And I just want you to take a moment and get your bubbles out. Now, if you don't have bubbles, this will work as well because the premise is still the same. If you don't have bubbles available to you, I invite you to just pause right now and really think about the things that are causing you discomfort, the things that are causing you stress, the things that is disrupting your peace, right? Those things. And then I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you to slowly breathe that out. And as you pick up this stick out of that tube of bubbles, I want you to take another deep breath and slowly breathe into the ring as it's not working for me. See? Yeah. I told you I was doing this for me too. So I only got like 2 bubbles. So I need to chill myself. So as we breathe or blow lightly into this solution, the more relaxed I become, the better it will get. But the more you do it, and it's a process that you just repeat. You just repeat the process. And what I urge people to do is that as you are blowing these bubbles out, I want you to look at the bubbles that are floating in the air and the ones that are floating away from you. And I want you to imagine that that is your stress, that is your anxiety, that is the things that are disrupting your peace. Those things that you have pulled out from the inside when you took that deep breath and then you slowly started breathing out into this ring. And as you're looking at things float away from you, I want you to imagine that you just released your stress, your anxiety, your frustration, your anger is all floating away from you. Floating away from you. It's coming up and you are blowing it out and it is flowing away. And you can feel the changes happening in your disposition. You can feel the changes happening in your body. You can feel the attitude adjustment. You can feel yourself coming or becoming as light as the bubbles in the air. Become as light as the bubbles in the air. Reclaim your peace of mind. Reclaim your sanity. Reclaim it. Reclaim it. And I just love, to watch children around bubbles. I had the pleasure of just spending time with my grandsons. And before I got ready to leave them, I took a moment and we did a bubble release. And we just had a good time blowing bubbles, and we took turns blowing bubbles, and then they just was running to Get the bubbles. And so if you really want to get involved in it, when you release these bubbles, if you're a person that has to do a little more active things, you can hit and swat and stomp the bubbles as well. So that way you're crushing it. You're crushing it. You're really crushing it. And so you can become as light as the bubbles in the air. And now that you have relieved your body of all of these toxic thoughts and toxic emotions, and things that have been hindering you, and things that have been weighing you down. And as you become light as the bubbles in the air, now you can make better decisions. You can make better informed decisions, because now your mindset has shifted to a happier place in a happier time, and you can feel the difference in your disposition. So with all the things that you have going on in life, I urge you to stop. And I call this a bubble break as well. And I often compare it to my people who are smokers. And this is not a judgment zone. It's just simply that people who smoke take a moment to go and light up a cigarette so they can take some deep breaths and inhale this smoke and release it and let it out. And my challenge to you is to get some bubbles and take your deep breaths and slowly breathe out, because again, it's changing how you're feeling. It's changing your thought process. There's a change, there's a shift that is going to happen that's going to bring you much more clarity. So give it a try, because the one thing I know for certain, as my trademark brand says, you can't blow bubbles angry. You can't blow bubbles angry. You can't blow bubbles frustrated. And so I urge you to give it a try. I urge you. And I promise you, if you were angry when you started, you won't be angry when you are done. So you can't blow bubbles angry. That is my challenge to the world. You can't blow bubbles angry. And so you might as well release and let it go. That is the bubble release. I hope this served you tonight. I hope this served you whenever you look at this video, this replay. I hope it has served you well. If you would like to get one of our You Can't Blow Bubbles Angry t-shirts, let me put that link in the chat for you, because we have a message. That's a movement that is still going on. You can't blow bubbles angry. So I'll put that link in chat if that's something that you want to. It would actually make a great gift. And so, yeah, so we'll go ahead and put it in chat so you can have access to it. And go ahead and order your t-shirts, So either for bubble therapy, there's other things in the store, or in that, in the store. And so you can just make some choices and decide, what you want to do. But I just wanted to come on, take a moment and release some frustrations, and release toxic emotions, and release negative feelings, release all of those things, and get back to that place of peace and calm, so that you can experience fulfillment in life. And so as I close this out, I'm going to tell you my closing phrase, which is be blessed, don't stress, blow bubbles. This is your girl, Pamela Garrison. I use my wheelhouse of wisdom to create bubbles for life by dismantling your old thoughts or your old way of thinking, so that you can generate a new life with new focus, right? Be blessed. Don't stress. Blow bubbles. Until next time, I'll see you next Tuesday for another round of BuBBle Talk Live, and we'll talk a little more, see how everyone is doing. Good night.